So we all agree that Agnes definitely murdered that dog, right? Like, she killed Sparky. Hello everybody, I'm Nina, and Friday's episode of WandaVision was amazing. I'm so sorry I said that the first few episodes of WandaVision was slow, because I'm pretty sure that this last episode could have been 2 episodes content-wise. Once again, I have thoughts, theories, and questions. I'm going to go through the plot of the episode and then my theories chronologically so that I can keep some kind of track of what I'm talking about. Also, I have dressed for the occasion. Peep the hair. And also peep the shirt. I know it's not a hellmouth, but I'm pretty sure WestView comes close. Alrighty, I got my notes. Let's do this. So it's the 80s now, and everybody looks like they came straight out of Full House. The babies won't stop crying, and then Agnes shows up to help them. However, first ding weird thing, when Vision doesn't follow the script and doesn't want Agnes to take care of the babies and stop them from crying, Agnes stops, stutters, looks visibly scared, and then asks Wanda if they should take it from the top. Like she thinks that there's either some kind of script that Vision is also in on, or like she knows that Wanda can edit time, and she's aware. This is weird for reasons I will get into later, and it has caused me to create a new theory about the show. So Vision is obviously confused and concerned by this, but Wanda plays it off, and then the kids surprise age to 5 years old, and it surprises both Wanda and Vision, so Wanda wasn't aware of it either. Back outside of Westview, Monica Rambeau is being tested and being asked questions. The head guy in charge, Director Tyler, I think, calls Wanda a terrorist, to which Monica and Darcy disagree, but then Tyler decides to show them footage of Wanda breaking into Sword headquarters to steal Vision's body. I have a few thoughts about this. Firstly, why the hell did this guy not show the task force this video before? It's not like an entire town going missing was low priority. The second that they found out that Wanda was involved, he should have been showing all of them that footage. The fact that he didn't is suspicious. Going off of that, I want to know what Sword was doing with Vision's body, because from the video, it didn't look like his body was in storage. It was just out. And I'm not saying that Stark Industries has to be in this show, but realistically, if anybody was going to have Vision's body, it would have been Stark Industries, since Jarvis was created by Tony Stark, and so was Vision. I'm not saying necessarily that they were experimenting on Vision's body, although yes, I am. I do think that they were experimenting on Vision's body, but given that Sword is basically like supernatural S.H.I.E.L.D., and that S.H.I.E.L.D. does not have the best track record for what they do with the bodies of non-humans, I have a feeling that there was more to Wanda's stealing Vision's body than her just wanting to create like the fake reality. I feel like it's more likely that she found out what they were doing to Vision's body. I also do not trust Director Tyler. He seems very like Alexander Pierce-like. Back in Westview, Billy and Timmy find a dog, and after Wanda and Vision tell the kids that they won't be ready to have a pet until they turn 10 years old, they age up again to 10 years old. Again to the surprise of Wanda and Vision, and again when Agnes is there. Vision is growing increasingly more suspicious that things are happening so conveniently, and that Wanda used magic while Agnes was there, even though Wanda was the one who was saying that they needed to pretend to be normal in that town in episode 1. Outside of Westview, or the anomaly, or the hex as they start calling it, Jimmy, Monica, and Darcy discovered that Wanda is actually rewriting reality in Westview, even though her powers are all about creating illusions and telepathy and telekinesis. Then Monica has the idea, what if something goes into Westview that doesn't need to be changed? So they fly in a drone that is made out of 80s tech to get footage of Wanda. But when her eyes start to glow red, Tyler has a missile shot at her and the 2 kids. He has a missile shot at her and 2 children, which Monica did not know was there. What the hell? Why would you think that a person who is able to bend reality would be stopped by a missile? By a singular missile? If anything, you've just pissed her off, which is indeed what happened, because the footage cuts out. There is a breach in the anomaly, and Wanda comes out dragging the drone, and chucking it at the soldiers and Tyler, telling them that this is their only warning and that they need to stay out and stay away from her family. Now, before this, Norm and Vision are both at the workplace using these newfangled computers when they get an email from Darcy Lewis about the Maximoff anomaly. Vision is very alarmed when all of the people start reading the email in unison, and he uses his mind powers on Norm basically to see what's going on. He uses his mind powers on Norm, and the real Norm breaks out and starts freaking out that he needs to call his sister, call his dad, and telling Vision that he needs to stop her. Now, the way that this is said, we should think that this is Wanda, but I do not think so. After Wanda comes back to Westview, the dog goes missing. And as they're looking for Sparky, Agnes pops up out of the bushes with something wrapped in her arms. From what she is saying, their dog got into the azalea bushes, and since azaleas are toxic to dogs, it died. The twins are really sad about this, and they want to age up to not be sad again when Agnes is there. And when Wanda convinces them not to, they ask Wanda to bring Sparky back from the dead because she can bring people back from the dead. Agnes is visibly surprised by this, but Wanda plays it off, and then Vision comes to them and they go home. At home, Wanda and Vision start fighting because Vision wants to know what the hell is going on. He wants to know what is outside of Westview, what is going on inside Westview, and why he can't remember anything about himself. Wanda again tries to play it off, but when Vision keeps talking about it, she admits that she isn't in control of it either, and she doesn't know what's going on either, which Vision doesn't really believe. The doorbell rings, which Wanda says that she didn't plan, and when Wanda opens the door, she finds Pietro. But not the Pietro from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She finds Evan Peters, who is Pietro in the X-Men universe, in the Days of Future Past X-Men. And Darcy said it best. She recast Pietro? Well, I don't think she did, and here's why. So I'm pretty sure I'm right about Wanda only partially being in control of Westview. I think it's been made kind of clear in this episode that Wanda is not very much in control of what is happening in Westview. Firstly, she's not able to stop things or technology or anything like that from coming into Westview. Secondly, things are happening that she is not controlling. So, for obvious reasons, she would not want her children's dog to die. Yet that does happen. I still think that it's Hydra that's in control of Westview. More specifically, I think that Agnes is Hydra. Here's why. Let's examine the facts. So, Wanda's powers are illusions and brainwashing, not bending reality. But experimentation with a different Infinity Stone could cause that, and Westview is bending reality. Secondly, Agnes is important. We know she's important. In the sitcom that is being sent out by we still don't know who, but I still think it's Vision, she is not a main character, but she's in the most scenes. This might be nitpicky, but she has to be there for a reason. Thirdly, Agnes specifically asked Wanda if she wanted to take it from the top. We know from Vision talking to Norm and unsuppressing Norm's mind that the people in Westview are not supposed to be able to break the fourth wall. She shouldn't have been able to ask Wanda if she wants to restart the scene. Yet, she was able to in that episode. And in episode 3, the neighbor was able to comment on the strangeness only while he was with Agnes. Before that, he didn't say anything to Vision. She talks about that and Geraldine in front of Vision, possibly so that Vision clues in, although I'm not sure why she would want him to clue in. Fourthly, I think, the twins only age up or try to age up when Agnes is there. And Agnes doesn't say anything about the weirdness, and Agnes doesn't comment anything about them aging up, even though she clearly notices that they do, because she says hopefully the dog doesn't age up. So she notices that they're aging up. Wanda is obviously not controlling that because she was surprised when they became 5 and she was even further surprised when they became 10. She was not in charge of that happening. Fifthly, Agnes finds out that Wanda can bring people back from the dead, and like 2 minutes later, Pietro shows up at their house. Now, Wanda should know that that isn't her Pietro, but she also seems to have been mind-whammied into thinking that that is her Pietro. Like, Evan Peters and Aaron Taylor Johnson look absolutely nothing alike. But somehow, from the silver hair, she understands that that is supposed to be Pietro. Sixthly, there are no other children in Westview. Vision noticed. Wanda didn't notice until Vision said anything. And seventhly, We have never met Ralph. My theory is that Agnes is Hydra, or she's someone with tech or something that she can use to harness Wanda's powers. She wants and or needs Wanda's powers for something, maybe to bring the never-before-seen Ralph back, and she's trapped them all in WestView so that she can use Wanda's powers for whatever reason that she's needing them for. But she's making Wanda think that she is in control to hide, firstly, and so that Wanda and Vision don't want to leave, so that she can continue using them. But Wanda and Vision are still somewhat immune because they have the powers of Infinity Stones. I also think that Billy and Tommy don't actually exist. Like, the kids themselves are real, but even if the babies were Wanda's, I don't think that the aged up children are Wanda's. I think that every single time that they're aging up, Agnes is replacing them with different kids from somewhere around WestView. And that's the reason why none of the other kids come outside. Gross. I think what Agnes is doing is using Wanda's powers to make those kids think that they are her children. I don't know if the babies themselves are real and if she just had a magically fast pregnancy, or if Billy and Tommy aren't real either. I also think that Pietro is either just another random guy in WestView who has been bamboozled into thinking that he's Pietro, or he could be a crossover with the X-Men universe, or in the task force, when they said that they were going to send in something that didn't need to change, they could have meant a person too. And he is the guy who went in as the role of Pietro. I'm not entirely sure why. It's possible that it was just director Tyler who did it, because he seems like the kind of guy who would do something kind of weird like that. I don't know why they are stuck in there. I think it's possible that we might see S.W.O.R.D. actually be Hydra, or like parts of S.W.O.R.D. also be evil. It's a shady government agency. Like, something is gonna be not great about them. Like, it's going to happen. I also think that the shifting into different decades might not actually be Wanda not being able to control her powers, but it could be Wanda and Vision fighting the powers and trying to get closer and closer to modern day. The closer and closer they get to modern day, the more her accent shows up as well. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but something changed. I am ready for next Friday. I want to know what happens. I want more of Wanda. I want more of Vision. I want more of Darcy Lewis. Guess we'll see. That is the end of this video. If you liked this video, please hit the like button wherever it is. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel somewhere over here. I also have a second channel where I put vlogs and lifestyle content. I will be linking it in the description, and it is also the only channel that I am subscribed to because I don't know how to feature it yet. I'm super excited for the next episode. I want to know when the battles are going to be happening, because based off of the trailer, there was going to be fighting involved. So I want to see if the action scenes are going to be happening in the next episode. See you guys with another update next Sunday. Bye!